Thank you so much for joining us today for our joint UCLA and US Executive MBA program info session. So it is about 6 p.m. Pacific time here in Los Angeles. So good evening to those local to me, good morning or afternoon to others. I saw on our registrant list for this event today, we reached across the globe with candidates located all around the world, in Asia, in Europe, in Latin America. So it's so remarkable to see such a diverse group of prospective candidates interested in learning more about our program. It's truly remarkable, and it shows the true representation of the unique nature of this program and what this program brings forth, the cultural diversity of the class profile each year. So our program brings together business professionals from across the globe, fostering relationships that impact organizations and people globally. So just a few names to make note of. I am Christina Marentes, Director of Admissions for the UCLA EMBA programs. We've got Vanessa here on the line too. Vanessa is Manager of Admissions and Operations here at UCLA. Connie's not on today, but Connie is the go-to person for UCLA and US candidates who are seeking financial aid, financial assistance to help fund their degree. So Connie is really wonderful. She offers one-on-one coaching and identifying which loans are best for you, identifying based on interest rates or different plans. She's incredible. So I highly encourage anyone to have a chat with her. We've got Desiree here on the line, my counterpart at NUS, and Sue Ann as well on the admissions and operations end. So this is our core team. So I hope that we get to meet you. And this is just on the admissions end, on the program management end, on the career development end, on the leadership end, and the professor end. The team is much bigger. All right. So, a little bit about the program. The UCLA NUS dual degree MBA program is quite unique. Here's a snapshot for a little more detail. The program duration is about 15 months long. We visit Singapore and the US twice, and China and India once. And each of these segments are for about 1 to 2 weeks at a time. So about 1.5 weeks at a time to be fair to say. So this is a truly Asia Pacific, US focused experience. So Singapore and Los Angeles being global hubs. Because of that, we are very diverse in industry across both regions, and therefore our class profile is not just culturally diverse, but industry-wise and function-wise is very diverse. The UCLA and US program reflects that through its unique value proposition. Each year, our class size ranges from about 25 to 40 students, and we do prefer that our program size does not exceed more than 40 some students, so it remains an intimate cohort with low student to faculty ratio. And students that join the program are typically in different points in their lives and their careers, typically have about on average 14, 15 years of work experience, usually about 9 or so years of management experience on average, and that could be managing individuals, projects, budgets. Point being that we want to see some management, we want to see work experience because we feel that that makes the conversation within the class setting so much more rich to bring those perspectives through the real world perspectives. It's a lot better than a theoretical conversation we feel in the MBA space. So students may be looking to enhance their career, explore a new one, maybe dabble into entrepreneurship. So what our program also offers are career coaches, executive career coaches, and workshops with our career services team. And so they're ready to support our students one-on-one through executive coaching and counseling as well. And last but not least on the kind of overview of the program is this program, our students, or I guess you can say alumni, graduate with 2 MBA degrees and join 2 incredible alumni networks. So UCLA Anderson Alumni Network, NUS Business School Alumni Network. But one thing, and I can't wait to have our alumni testify to this, one thing I've noticed is what's so unique about this program is not only are the students getting these 2 alumni group, these networks, but together there's this very powerful alumni group of people that go through this program specifically. So it's a very tight-knit bond with candidates that have gone through this program specifically. Unlike the other alumni networks where the bond is just through their class year and then through their UCLA Anderson network, but through the 20 years we've been in existence, this program, that group is very close and they're there to support each other. So it's a beautiful thing to see. I think it's about 650 alumni or so in the last 20 years that we've graduated. Um, and then sometimes it's not a bad idea to just tell you a little bit about who is NUS and who's UCLA. So first, I'll start with who is National University of Singapore. So for almost 60 or so years, National University of Singapore Business School has offered rigorous and rewarding business education to outstanding students globally. It was founded in the same year that Singapore gained independence. NUS Business School stands among the world's leading business schools today. It is distinctive for offering the best of global business knowledge with deep Asian insights, preparing students to lead Asian businesses to international success and to help businesses in Asia succeed. Now across the globe and to the US, UCLA Anderson is one of the leading business management schools in the world and is renowned for teaching excellence in research and advancing management thinking. We're located in the heart of Los Angeles with the most vibrant, culturally diverse, and incredible economic hub at your fingertips and with heavy focuses on entrepreneurship, finance, entertainment, and so much more. UCLA is driven and consists of a community who embodies the values of sharing success, thinking fearlessly, and driving change. Is a very community-driven school. So this, as you can tell, MBA program has really brought 2 very powerful powerhouses together. Next slide, please. All right. So a little bit about what you'd be getting. Like, what is the program about? What is the curriculum about? So you're going to get a core MBA degree. Core, but not just core. Included in the program tuition, included in the program um, structure as well are electives. So students must take at least 12 core courses and about 6 electives at minimum, with some more electives available to take in between segments as well. So that's a pretty recent development is our students being able to take additional electives while in the program. One really neat thing that has recently changed that we added on is an entrepreneurship path for our students to obtain their capstone project. So that is also something that is very exciting for some people is to take an elective, 2 electives in entrepreneurship and actually launch a business or get into the academic exercise of launching a business, but we have seen some businesses actually launch through the program, through the master's thesis, and I'll go over that in just a second as well. The content is going to be delivered primarily in person when you're in country, so students do plan to take the time off of work. to be completely immersed into the curriculum, but not only in the curriculum when you're in country, also this is the best time for you to network and do a deeper type of networking, really getting to know your classmates, treating them eventually as family. And you do have some content delivered online, remotely, through sessions that are typically held on weekends. So that is a little more convenient given the two possible time zones that we have. So altogether, we're looking at 45 to 75 in-country days, including weekends. And I'll explain on I think our next slide, why that ranges from 45 to 75. Electives, I'll also go over which electives are integrated into the class segment week. And I'll talk a little bit about what you can do outside of those class segment weeks, especially if you live in Singapore, especially if you live in Los Angeles. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Christina. Now let's talk about the program structure. Unlike other programs, those with classes happening weekly, bi-weekly, or even monthly, this program is divided into segments across 15 months, one segment every quarter. Now, in terms of the workload, you can expect pre-module assignments, online pre-segments. You will start your onboarding, matriculation, and pre-segment classes in April. Now, to have a truly global experience with a global program, the class will get to travel and go to 4 different countries together. Twice in Singapore, twice in the US, once in China, and once in India. As you can see, each segment is roughly 1 to 2 weeks long, depending on your elective choices. Now, this may extend or shorten your time in country, hence the range of dates that you see there on the screen. And I'll explain more in the next slide. Now, this program is designed for busy professionals like yourself to allow for more flexibility, to help you kind of work things around, with your busy schedules and all. And what we're seeing here is the first 3 segments in year 1. So let's take the first segment in May in Singapore. It ranges between 8 to 12 days, and this is how it works, basically. We have a list of electives that you can choose from. Some are conducted in person during these segments, and there are others that are available online or are offered in hybrid formats. So students who can't take as many days of leave to be out of the office or out of the country will then utilize more of these online electives. These online electives could be, offered in between these segments. So for example, if you can't travel as much for that longer period, you may want to take an online elective in June, another in September. This will then help to reduce your in-person segment. And so the segment in May in Singapore, you may only need to do the minimum of 8 days. Consecutive days, by the way, so it includes your weekends. But of course, if you are very interested in that in-person elective that's offered during that segment, it will then be 12 days. Now, moving on to the next slide. Apart from classes, what else can you expect during these segments? Well, there are loads of networking opportunities, not just with your classmates, but you'll get to meet people from the NUS single degree program or the UCLA single degree program. Of course, you'll get to, network with alumni. And we also have immersive learning in the form of company visits. So as part of your module in those segments, there will be day trips to various companies, which will allow you to take what you've learned in class and to have a dialogue session with senior industry leaders, regarding what you've learned, to even understand more about their company, to hear about the triumphs and challenges that they're faced, and to basically learn from them. So places we have brought students to include Tencent, Google Singapore, Amazon, Warner Brothers Studios, and many, many more. We will change it up to keep it fresh and interesting, and you can expect this format, the classes, the networking, as well as the company visits. This format will be replicated throughout your EMBA journey, throughout the 6 segments. Now, moving on to the next slide, our typical class profile. It's kept intimate, 30 per class. And by the way, these averages that you see here on the screen are from the past 5 years. So we have seen an average age of 42, but honestly, it's a range. People from their 30s all the way to people in their 60s. Average work experience about 16 years. Managerial experience about 9. Female proportion about 33%, and 25 different nationalities. And because of the way, this program is designed, it's a part-time program, it allows people from anywhere in the globe to join the program. We have seen about 38% from the Americas, 36 from Singapore. So not just Singaporeans, by the way, but people based in Singapore. We have seen roughly about 20% from Asia, and then the rest of the globe. So a very diverse group of people. But moving on to the next slide, we aim for diversity, but not just in terms of, geographic locations, but industries and job functions as well. So as you can see here, top functions include business development, general management, marketing. Top industries, we have high tech, pharma, healthcare, energy, and the list goes on. And because that, this is, after all, an executive MBA, our aim is to attract as many different people as possible from a wide array of industries and functions, because with a program like this, it's not just about gaining knowledge from our professors, but there's loads to learn from your classmates as well. They're coming in with loads of experience, a wealth of knowledge, loads to share with one another. So that's our aim when it comes to curating the cohort or curating the class. Up next, a snapshot of our program strength and what makes us unique. Flexible schedules for one. And of course, you can curate your experience with your elective choices. So in a way, going back to what I've mentioned early on, you may choose to do more of the in-segment electives or maybe more of the online electives. So not every student will have the exact same experience. Some of you might even opt for global immersion experiences as an elective, which will then take you to other countries outside of the 4 countries we have mentioned. There's also the capstone project with 2 choices. You can choose BCP or MP. And from what I hear from students, they really love the capstone project because it allows them to apply, what they've learned, theories, frameworks, to real life business challenges. Of course, this program is a dual degree program, brought to you by 2 top universities, 2 top business schools. And our program was recently ranked number 3 in the QS Joint Program Executive MBA ranking. And this global program has a unique focus on US as well as Asian markets. Moving on to the next slide. Now, this program is an investment in yourself. Program fees are approximately 145,000 USD, and you can find the breakdown on our website. It's an approximate amount because half of it will be payable to NUS in Singapore dollars. Now, students would typically secure bank loans from their native country to help finance this program, but also don't overlook the possibility of your employer covering some, if not all, of the costs. So we would, highly encourage having that conversation with your employer and to learn what kind of support you can get from them. By the way, as you can see, Connie there, she is our financial aid expert. So please feel free to have a chat with her to see what financial aid options are available to help finance your EMBA program, specifically for the UCLA portion of the fees. Up next, to take you through the application process, we have Vanessa. Vanessa, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. So application timeline. The first step is to research the program, and by being here today, you're taking that first step. If you're still in the process of figuring out if an MBA with the UCLA-NUS EMBA program is right for you, we encourage you to sign up for our various events with admissions staff. We offer one-on-ones year-round in Pacific time and Singapore time, anytime you need, as well as resume evaluations to see if you're a fit for the EMBA program. When you're ready to take that next step, we encourage you to start gathering your materials, gathering the required materials, which I'll dive deeper into the next slide. And once you do that, you'll create an online application, upload your documents, and complete the required sections and submit. And interviews are conducted by a member of the admissions committee and are offered by invitation only. Applicants will be notified via email if they have been selected for an interview. Upon completion of the interview and receipt of your completed application, including documents, decisions will be released on a rolling basis. You can see here our deadlines are as follows, with the first one coming up on November 1st. These deadlines are for the May 2025 program start. And the next and final deadline is February 15th. Of 2025. So do your best to submit your following to submit by the following deadlines. Please note that the body of the application needs to be submitted, such as like the essays, your career section, but the recommendation letters and official transcripts can come in after you submit. If you have any questions about that, we can discuss as well. Moving forward, this is a high-level overview of the application requirements in terms of what we're looking for in a candidate and the materials that you'll need. I'm often asked what's needed to submit a strong application. I usually say you've done all the hard work. It's kind of putting it all on paper and showing the committee who you are. We review each candidate holistically, and we know everyone has a unique story to offer. An ideal candidate has a bachelor's degree with a good GPA, a minimum of 8 years of work experience. They have professional and leadership experience with high-level managerial responsibilities and have a collaborative spirit and innovative thinking. Specifically, in regards to the materials and items, the application will require you to upload your academic documents from your undergrad and any other degrees granted, your resume, 3 essays, 2 recommendation letters, and in terms of an entrance exam, the GMAT, GRE, and EA is not required. So there's no waiver of certs. If you're taking this for another school, you're more than welcome to upload this for consideration. It doesn't hurt. If you've already taken it, feel free to upload it. And finally, in regards to the TOEFL or IELTS English placement exam, this is required if you completed your degree in a non-English speaking country. And if you're unsure about this requirement, feel free to reach out and email us. We're happy to clarify. My biggest tip is just to bring forth your strengths and qualities and experience and show how you can leverage them and contribute to the program. All of this information is on our admissions requirement website, but if you need further information, we're happy to help. Lastly, before we go into our alumni, we just want to let you know we're here for you at every stage. If you're still in the process of figuring it out, we encourage you to set up a one-on-one with our team. Like I said, the application is now open. We have a rolling admissions deadline, but while we are on a rolling admissions basis, we do have the two deadlines as follows: November 1st and February 15th. If you apply by November 1st, you will be eligible for an application fee waiver. So something to entice you for the rest of October.